It's Monday, April 23rd, 2018. And it's Monday, so it's time for Vanran10 on sports. So, I decided I've seen a lot of mock drafts, and on Thursday starts the NFL draft. So I thought, I'm going to do my draft a little bit different, because I'm going to have my own mock draft. But I'm not going to go 1 to 32. No. We are going to go 32 to 1. We're going to start backwards. How many drafts are doing that? And I'm only going to do, I'm going to do 32 to 21 today. Tomorrow, I'll do 20 to 11. And on Wednesday, I'll do 10 to 1. So I'm going to make this 3 parts. And we're going to go with that. So we're going to do this backwards. That's right. Everybody else is going forward. We're going to go backwards. And we're going to build up to number 1. Build to number 1. That's what we are going to do. We're going to build. So we're going to start with pick number 32, the Philadelphia Eagles. And I'm not going to do any trades. I'm not going to try to speculate trades. I'm really not. This is if everybody has to stand pat. Basically, they just passed a rule in the NFL that says you cannot trade your first round picks. It's just for this few days. Then you can do it whenever you want. But in Vanran10's world of sports, you can't trade the first round picks. Ironically enough, on Thursday, we're going to talk about what might happen with some trade speculation for the first round. Because, it's only up until Wednesday that we have to do this. So, 32nd pick in the draft. Philadelphia Eagles will select Isaiah Oliver, cornerback, University of Colorado. You're going, no, wait a minute. That's not really a need for the Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, but in this NFL, you can never have enough good cornerbacks. Isaiah Oliver is 6 feet tall, 200 pounds, pretty good player for the University of Colorado. He's supposed to be a first round pick. He's going to be good. Philadelphia Eagles could use another wide receiver or another cornerback. So they'll take Isaiah Oliver. He'll still be there. That's about where he's supposed to go, is somewhere in that late first round. Philadelphia will take him, basically best player available. The New England Patriots at number 31. Who are they going to take? They're going to take Mike Hughes, cornerback, University of Central Florida. It's like, Randy, are you just going to do 32 cornerbacks? No, I'm not. But that would be funny, but it's not going to happen. Hughes, he's 5'10", 189, little undersized. But Belichick is a best player available guy. At that point in the draft, I think he will be the best player available to him. And Belichick's a defensive guy. His defense was bad last year, gave up a lot of yards and a lot of points to the Philadelphia Eagles in that championship game. So he's going to look to solidify that defense a little bit with that pick. So at number 30, you're going to get the Minnesota Vikings. What are the Minnesota Vikings going to take? The Minnesota Vikings are going to take offensive tackle out of Texas, Connor Williams. Now, the offensive line of Minnesota is already pretty good. But, you got Kirk Cousins there for a reason. You need to keep him upright. The more time you give Kirk Cousins, the better. You've already got wide receivers. You're pretty good at wide receiver, pretty good at running back. So why not give him an offensive line to protect him? You know your defense is stout in Minnesota. So build up that offensive line to keep him upright. You're paying him a lot of money. It would suck to, get him hurt at this point. Connor Williams out of Texas is let's see, he's 6'5", 296, under 300. You don't like but offensive tackles anymore. I don't know if you want an offensive tackle that's 330 pounds, because how do you keep up with the edge rushers? I think your offensive tackles have to be a lot more athletic to deal with those guys going around the edge. And you need them to be a little lighter on their feet. And I think Connor Williams will fit the bill for them. With the 29th pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars will take DJ Moore, wide receiver out of Maryland. Give Blake Bortles another weapon to miss, I guess. You've got Saxonville going. You've got a great defense there, so you're not really looking that hard at defense. You need to make the offense a little bit better. I think part of the weakness of that team was a little bit, it was the offense. It was their weak point, and maybe if Bortles has a few more weapons, maybe the offense don't look so sterile out there. But the only thing I worry about with DJ Moore is he's a little undersized. He's 5'10", so he's not the biggest guy in the world. Or no, 5'11". Not the biggest guy in the world for wide receiver. 215's at least a decent weight, so he's not just a stick figure. He's not 5'11", 180. So he's got a little bit of meat on him, which is good. So it can only help Bortles, and Bortles needs help. Number 28 pick, the Pittsburgh Steelers will take Harold Landry, an edge rusher out of Boston College. He can also play linebacker. Pittsburgh needs a little bit more help on defense. The offense, of course, once again, that's not their weak point. You do not have a weak point when you have Roethlisberger, Brown, and Le'Veon Bell. That is not your weak point. Your weak point is on defense. You need to bolster it up a little bit. Harold Landry will give you a little bit of edge rush. I think he can play most of the linebacker position, so it'll help you. Not to mention Harold Landry, their backup quarterback, is named Landry Jones. It fits. So yeah, Pittsburgh will take Harold Landry, edge rusher out of Boston College, 6'2", 252. Good size. Number 27, the New Orleans Saints will take Cortland Sutton, wide receiver out of SMU. Cortland Sutton is 6'4", 225, so he's got great size for a wide receiver. So Drew Brees playing a couple more years with you, make sure he has weapons. Make sure he has somebody to throw to. Don't make Drew Brees have to throw to nobodies. Give him another weapon on the outside and let him go nuts. This kid would fit the bill for that. I'm trying to go through these pretty quick because I got a lot of these to do, and I'm not going to do, like I said, not going to do all of them. And I tend to ramble as I am now. Number 26, the Atlanta Falcons will take Maurice Hurst, defensive tackle out of Michigan. This is really one of those, the Atlanta can use some interior help on the line. And Maurice Hurst is the best defensive tackle that's going to be left on the board at this point. So it's just, just kind of slot him in there and move on. Number 25, the Tennessee Titans will take Arden Key, defensive end linebacker. He's going to be an edge rusher out of LSU. Arden Key is 6'5", 238. Very tall, very lanky. So, but I think he's, he should provide them with a little bit more help, getting to quarterbacks and causing some problems for other teams. You've got Mariota. That whole team to me seems like it needs a lot of help, but they're in a pretty winnable division. So they just need to solidify a few more things. I think their defense is actually pretty decent. Why not add another edge rusher to bolster it? Number 24, the Carolina Panthers. They're going to take Christian Kirk, wide receiver out of Texas A&M. Also a little bit undersized, 5'11", 201, a little small. Not as beefy as DJ Moore, but I think that, once again, Cam Newton needs people to throw the ball to. He needs weapons. He's still doing most of the work himself, running around. Get him some more weapons. Christian Kirk, put him in there. He should work pretty good for that. The New England Patriots are at number 23. He's going to take the best player available, and this guy is going to slip way in the draft only because running back is not a need for a lot of people. This is a deep running back draft, and a lot of people are thinking they can get their running backs in the second and third round and get a starting running back that can really help their team. So this guy is going to slide a lot. and he's a pretty good player. Darius Juice, running back out of LSU. He is going to be the best player available, and it's going to be tough for Belichick to pass him up. Gives Brady another weapon in the backfield, and they're going to be surprised at how far he's going to slide. Only because it's just not a need. He's 5'10", 224, so he's compact, but it'll help. And Belichick can do it. He just throws running backs in there, but this guy will give them a chance it'll give him another weapon, and he'll be surprised that he's still on the board at that point. But once again, like I said, running back, it's deep in this draft, so I think a lot of people are going to look at other needs first because they're just going to take their running backs later. Number 22, the Buffalo Bills. This is going to be a reach pick, and when I get to their pick in the next video, you're going to see why. But this is going to be a reach pick. They're going to take Mason Rudolph, quarterback, Oklahoma State. And they're going to reach for him because all the other quarterbacks are going to be gone. All of them. Mason Rudolph is basically going to be the last one on the board that's got a high enough grade. And they're going to reach. Now, you're going to say, well, nobody's going to reach that far for this guy. Buffalo will. Buffalo's going to need him, and especially what's going to happen in those first 11 picks, they're going to have to reach to get this guy. So they're going to jump real far up there. They're going to push him way far up in the draft because they need a quarterback. So they're going to take Mason Rudolph, quarterback, Oklahoma State. So that leaves us with the 21st pick in the draft, going to the Cincinnati Bengals. This is a boring pick, but it's a necessary pick. You need offensive linemen. I'm a big believer in your offensive and defensive lines. You should build those up before you build anything else up. If you have a good offensive line that can protect and run block, you give your quarterback more time. If you have a great defensive line, the other quarterback doesn't have enough time. So I'm a big believer in building up the lines, protect Dalton, keep him upright. Colton Miller, offensive tackle, UCLA. So that's picks 32 to 21. And the other two videos will come in the next 2 days. So what do you think? Going backwards to forwards. A little bit different. That's right. The reverse mock draft. And with all that being said, to the troops, past, present, and future, thanks for the freedom.